explaining now something about the positions and the submissions in Luta Livre, and I hope you can use it for your grappling game, when you train grappling, when you train MMA. So for all that you can use our Luta Livre techniques. So at first we start with a little overview over this positioning game. So we always start the fight in the stand-up. So even if it's MMA or grappling, doesn't matter. What we do is we have to clinch the opponent, to take him down, to have a better position. The best example for this is the double leg takedown. So very classical example. For example, push him away. If he steps back to me, if he's coming up to me, I go down and I take him down. And the special way how we do it is we go down on the knee and we go down with the head outside. It's no mistake, but it's different than in wrestling. Wrestlers have to bring the opponent on the shoulders to stop the fight. And it's not very important for them if they put him into the guard or not. But if he can get the legs around me, it's an advantage for him. So we try to go for the takedown, taking him down without this. So what I do is I push him away. If he comes up again, whoop, I go down on his knees and I go down and squeeze his knees together. My head is outside on the side where my knee is down, and I now go for a wrestling step, taking him down, bringing my shoulder in his stomach and controlling him in this position here. So now I come up, grab his neck and have it in a controlled position because I'm out of his legs. In this position here, I control him, I bring my hip down, control him and change the position. Still controlling him, always having pressure here. Now having pressure with the elbow against his hips and with my hip against his hip here. So if he starts shrimping, I'm always on him. He can't move away. If I don't press, he gets away. I can get a leg in between us and then he can have a better position here. So always what I try to do is I try to fix him in this position here to have a better control. The same way I keep changing the positions always by using my legs in this position here. Always. When I change to the north-south position here, I always can change the side of the control now. So I have the side mount on the other side now. Reverse side mount here. I change the legs, cross side mount here. I change with my hip and I change the legs, frontal side mount here. Still pressing here. So this is all about what we call the side control position. I'm controlling his upper body, I'm controlling his hips, I'm controlling his shoulders. When I can manage to get a better position, I get a better position, for example, in the mount. When I bring my knee and my bone here, the shin bone, and the foot over his body and get a sitting position on him. So he is mounted now by me. I'm in the mount. You know this position a lot from MMA because people often use it to punch the opponent when he's down there. So this is a very good controlled position. I control his hips now. The important stuff here, how to control his hip. If he moves his hip up like this, and I fly away, he creates space and he can use the space to get his knees in between. So what I try to do is I try to keep this close. I keep my legs close to his butt here, and I keep the muscles flexed on the back of my leg. So if he now tries to lift me up, I'm still on it, and I don't create space. He is not able to create a space between his stomach and my body. You know. So this is the way how I control the mount. I use the hands here to push my butt down, the head is up, and the chest is in the front here like this. And this is how I can hold it stable. I always have to adapt a little bit to his position, always try to keep the top position, and this is how we call it. We call it top control. You know? And we have another position that we call top control. It's the knee mount. The knee mount helps me to control his hip in this way. So we are half on the way in the mount here, and I stay here. I can provocate him to go for some action, for some movement, because it's not a really stable control position like the side control or the mount control that I showed before. But it's provocating because it's a little he's not feeling comfortable in this position. And he has some possibilities to use the arms, to use a shrimp or something like this. And if he starts doing this, I can go for a submission, I can go and isolate an arm or the neck for another control or for another submission attempt. You know? So this is how I use it. It's not a stable control position, but it helps me a lot with punching and provocating him to move. You know? We are talking not only about the knee mount, we're talking about the knee mount also as a neck control, you know, so we can have this here as a knee control as well. You know? Knee control is all that here. You know? And this special position here is called knee mount. So we can have changes here as well. You know? There are different ways how to change. We can see it later on when we go for the details of the position. Just back to the overview. So this is all the stuff I can do if he's laying down on top of him. You know? What he can do to defend is he can put me in between his legs. You know? If he's going to put me in between his legs, so we change now the position that I control again, him. Yeah? So I'm laying down, but I'm not in an uncomfortable position. The only problem I have is if he punches me, he might be in the better position to punch me because he's working with gravity. You know? I have to work against gravity to punch him, but that's the only difference. The best part for me is I control him, so I can control him. If he's punching me, I can use my legs to avoid the punch, to get close to him. I can use my legs to bring him away in another distance. I can use my legs to put his arms away, to submit him in a kind of a choke, to submit him in an arm lock or something like this. So I have the position here to use my legs to control him. But it's a defending position. The guard is a defending position. Then we have the best position in ground fighting ever, and this is always the back mount position, the back control. So a little before the bench position, yeah. In this position here, I can control his back, but I'm not in the same position like a real back control. A real back control will always be with hooks in. It means that I use my legs as hooks, and when we watch this from this side here, I have my legs in here, yeah, and I'm controlling his upper body with my arms. So in this position I use my knees pressing together, my heels pressing to the outside, and I control him in this position here and really have the best position because all his weapons are directed to the front, and I can use the choke, for example, easily on his neck in this position. So this is what we call the best position, the back control. So this is a little overview over the different positions we have. There are some other positions like the half guard. When I have the position here, you controlling one leg, he is controlling my leg as well. So we are always in a position that is not like, you never know who has the advantage. It has to work with different things here as well. Like if I have the control of the arm and the head, it might be my advantage, you know. And if he's controlling more dominant here, it might be his advantage, especially with punching and change the game. But this is about the positions in Luta Livre. What we use the positions for is to control the opponent. So we use the takedown to bring the opponent into a controlling position. When we control him, we can start to submit him. What I mean with that is, for example, in the side mount position, I'm going to isolate an arm. So for example, one of the things that will always happen is like he's pressing my head away, you know. Might be to bring his leg over my head here and push me down to change the position. So of course there are escape techniques in Luta Livre, where he knows, if he knows the escape techniques, he can change the position. He can change the position from laying down under to be on top of me, to get a better position. But if he's going for this, he's always giving me an arm. So what I can try is, I can try to isolate the arm. Isolating the arm means I use the force of both arms against his one arm. So even if I'm a lighter opponent and I'm not that heavy and I'm not that strong, I can use more power with two arms on one arm than he can use it with one arm against my two arms. And now I use my body weight to bring all his arm down, and then I lay back and use my body weight to fix the position and to isolate this arm from the other arm or his body. So if he's trying to grab his arm now, he can't reach it because I use my body weight in the right moment. I use my body weight in the right angle here. And then I can use my wrists here to put his arm in a more dangerous position for him because it's lifting up the elbow. And then I try to circle down his wrist to his hip here. And this would mean a big problem for the rotator cuff in his shoulder. So there he feels pain, and this is why he is going to tap. The tap out on me here shows me that I'm going to his anatomic limit of the shoulder, and that is going to be hurt, and this is why he's going to give me the sign of the tap, which means I have enough, I give up. I give up the fight. In a real fight without any rules, this means I can break his arm, I can break his rotator cuff, and this means it's a really, really hard injury getting out of this position. So it always looks nice, all the Luta Livre stuff, because we fight with each other, it's easily, and it looks easily, it looks like playing dogs, playing on the ground and like that. But it's always, if it's going to a serious fight, these actions can cause serious damage. So what I do is I control the opponent, I isolate his limbs, and then I go to lock it, I go to lock it, I go to lock it in different ways. Or, for example, I go to choke him, like this. Now I'm isolating his neck, and I'm closing the veins and the arteries that are bringing the oxygen up to the brain, and I close everything like this, and then he's going to sleep. So this, they're not dying at the first moment. They're starting to sleep, and if they start snoring, let them go, wake them up. So this is about Luta Livre. This is about the positioning. This is about the plan we have. We have the plan to close the distance, to bring him down, to control him on the ground, and then to fix him in a special position. He might want to fight with me around this position, but it's about the guy who's controlling better. He is able to go for the better submission. He's going to submit his opponent. So this is what the game is all about. I hope you can use this stuff for your own game, and if you don't know what Luta Livre is, you might have an explanation now where you can understand what is going on in this chaotic looking ground fighting game.